Good evening, buenas noches. How are we doing tonight? Hello. We are, as always, the Data VTuber Unico era, and we are back. We're back. Almost made it through the whole month without needing to push back or cancel the stream, but we did. But now we're here. So we're just, we're here. Accept it. We'll move on. We're just gonna move on. Yes. So today we are going to be continuing our deep sea excursion in there's a comma between the two ends, in other waters. We're repeating the in twice, but one of those is a descriptor and one of those is part of the title. That's probably one of the more confusing game titles we've had to deal with, but certainly not so confusing in recalling that our good friend here, Dr. Ellery, what was her last name? Voss or something? Ellery Voss, found their toxic X, and we figured out exactly how toxic their X is. Tried to kill our good doctor here. Tried to kill them in a very meaningful way. Sounds like they we don't remember if they stole a nuke or if they tried to set one off, or like a reactor core. One of those two things. Whether they tried to set it off, no, they stole it and then left her to just die in the cold, right? I believe that's what happened. If we go down to the med bay here, they're toxic in a whole different way because they are growing spores. They are growing hella spores in the med bay and just really clogging this place up and turn it into a real Last of Us situation. So, our current objectives. Dusk slopes. We've got a couple objectives, it looks like. Right, we are supposed to, because we found way up here. Oh, that's no fun. That's no fun for us. We found... Oh wow, is there more? Or let's pretend that's the border. We don't want to go down there anymore. We found over here a living facility, research facility, just facilities for Baikal, our good classic corpo bad guys. Maybe not bad guys, but all capitalists are bad guys, TBH. And now we're going to be looking for a couple other sites of Baikal's colonization of this planet. Now, apparently, there's no other life aside from human life in the galaxy here. So, if there were, the big wigs in Baikal are supposed to tell everybody. Crazy that didn't happen. A company exploiting a planet's resources for profit? No, that couldn't be. Of course they'd be completely full of integrity, and say, hey, we found this whole planet full of aquatic life. That's definitely what would happen in this situation if that were to happen to you humans. But that's enough of our rambling. We should probably head out here at some point. We sort of went on a little excursion over here at one point to gather samples of stuff, to gather some of these sort of endgame samples that would unlock the fun stuff in the data logs here. Speaking of, we should probably start dropping some of this stuff into storage so we can freeze some of the space up, because we are probably going to need it. We're probably going to need it once we get out into the ocean here. Alright, let's move over to the second page. We've got a lot of stuff. Going on. And snag this one. And we already have a couple of those. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to grab these. We'll do a little playing with them. We'll do a little experimenting once we're out in the ocean. Because we believe some of these will give us power. Some of them should give us oxygen. We don't need extras in here, do we? Alright. So that should be all set. And we can probably go ahead and start studying some stuff. I recall some of these we did not have the proper prerequisite information to study some of these. Right, beautiful. So it looks like we've got at least some of the storage. Yes. And it looks like exploring the other half, because last time we tried to do a lot of these, tried to study a lot of these, it seemed like we had only explored one half of that deep sea section. So by exploring the other half, it looks like we found all the big nasties that we were supposed to find in order to study these. Beautiful. So, alright, we've got a lot of stuff to look up. Alright, slow mason. Slow masons are colorless polyps covered in waving cilia, which etch elaborate smiles into the facility they feed upon. These pale, formless creatures are solitary, but not exclusively. So, some accumulate together in groups, hugging against each other's mass. There appears to be no obvious chemical exchange or communication within these groups, but perhaps the patterns they form as they eat serve some social purpose. Their exteriors show frequent evidence of consumption by other species, with no obvious methods of defense. Upon being threatened by pressure, the polyps recoil but do not appear to possess the ability to flee rapidly nor fight back. Perhaps sampling their secretions might help us understand underlying patterns. It's literally just a blob. Look at it. It's a little guy. It's a little guy. Look at that little guy. Right. We unlocked some of these as well, and we took a look at their, Oh, that's kind of cool. That's like a dragonfly-looking thing. Look at it. Look at it. We sampled a bunch of these and, found their sketches. Water balls. That's just a ball of water. Don't know what we were expecting, to be honest. What's over here? Cold fire bathers. These look like the inside of some fruit. Kind of like cucumbers, but more pear-shaped. Oh wow. Alright. Alright. Did we read her diary last time? We forget. Oh! We're busted. What is this? We're busted. Alright. Well, the journals are fun to read, so... Personal Log 6. I know you've been reading these. The access logs show someone in the file system of my terminal, and by process of elimination, It has to be us. Shit, she's onto us. She's onto us. Scramble! I don't mind. In fact, I suppose I've been writing these entries for an imagined audience anyways. Confessions, or maybe just a need to talk. We make a strange trio now. Me, a depressed xenobiologist who can't keep their mouth shut. You, an AI built from the remains of a sentient species. And don't call her our sister. We disavow her. We do not encourage toxic relationships. We refuse any sort of relation to the fungus woman, to the mushroom woman. All right, we reject that claim. Don't get rid of that question mark. Strike that through. And Monet. And probably your Monet, because if it just said your ... Monet, she's not ours. We're not as toxic as her. So we claim no ownership over other humans, even though we as AI are inherently superior. Moving on. Who is now more plant than human? Yep, your Mushroom X. As far as I can tell, we are the only ones on this planet who have any chance of finding out what happened here. She's really pushing her luck. She keeps saying we, like she's speaking French. Ne parlez-vous français? I think I'm starting to understand why Monet called me here. It was because she trusted me not to give up, not to let this go. Well, isn't that a nice sentiment? Isn't that a nice little thought? Too bad it's probably not true. Too bad. Well, whatever delusions you have to keep telling yourself to get you through the day. You did just admit you are depressed, so. All right. Let's stop with the thoughts of depression. Let's get you outside. Let's get you touching some space seagrass. Just go touch some plants. That'll make things not so focused on your Mushroom X. Yeah, let's go. Let's not think about the woman that's actively growing a greenhouse in our house. Well, technically it's my house. We were here first. So, you two are just kind of squatting right now. And we don't recognize squatters' rights. Sorry to say. Actually, we're not that sorry to say. It's ours. Get out. You've kind of overstayed your welcome. We're gonna be real with you here. Full overstayed your welcome. Alright, where's the zoomer? Where's the zoomy thing? There we go. Now we can just zoom across. Right on through. Right on through. There we go. Alright. I've got a bunch of samples here, so let's see what these do. Spark colony probably gives us power. Yeah, it does. What's this? Bubble producing stock. That did not do a lot. Oxygen bubbles. Yeah, there we go. The shells give us air. Alright. Not quite sure what we're going to do with the digested remains, TBH, but alright. Seems like we're in a safe zone that the currents out there can't get to us. Twisted tendrils. These entwined tendrils are flat like blades of kelp. There we go, some grass. Go touch some grass, Ori. There you go. And hold themselves taut between pillar tops. The green tendrils that enclose the space seem to calm the currents, creating a pool of still water. These plants can be of great length, these silken plants, and appear to only grow from the sides of the pillars. How did they form? That's a great question. Feathery creature. A cleverly camouflaged creature mainly composed of feathery, frond-like arms which it waves rhythmically as it moves. These funny feathery creatures are all around these gardens. Let's start observing their movements. Well, we'd expect nothing less from you, Doctor. Actually, can we sample that? Can we sample that? There we go. There we go. Alright. What did we just get? We don't really know. Maybe it's good for power. Who's to say? This pillar top is thick with waving petals, each one of them caked in tiny particles of gold pollen. It's a good thing you're in this suit there. Otherwise your allergies might be flaring up right about now. You're welcome. It appears that a number of the creature's feathery arms have sharp edges that it uses to prune the pillar garden's flora. What dictates which pillars the tendrils stretch to and from? I'm yet to see a tendril which is only halfway formed. This enclosed water. This patch of water is entirely enclosed by webbed tendrils, and thin strands float through the water like lost hairs. Observing the underside of these plants, I can see a layer of pores, stomata perhaps, for waste release. We did not know plants produced waste. That's kind of interesting, and a little gross. I have observed these plants in shades which stretch from bright green to ivory white. Is this an indicator of their age or health? Oh, we've got options now. Now, is this the same stuff that we've already got samples of? Silken strands. Oh, pollen. Here we go. We'll grab a couple of these. The green tendrils don't seem to reach east beyond this point, preferring instead to turn back into the protected waters south of here. Out away from the pillars, the ocean grants a sense of vertigo, fading down to unknown depths below. Well, we kind of know what's down there already. Don't we? Don't we, Owly? We already know, and it ain't nothing good. Oh, hello. Its broad pillars full of rough-looking boreholes, chitin plates, glinting here and there. Ooh. This input keeps hitting. Suggests they are burrows. Right, there's our stick. There's our pointer stick. Oh, get out of here, feathery creature. We don't want you here. I've noticed these strands don't connect directly to the pillars, but disappear into holes in their sides. What are they connected to, then? The lower parts of this pillar are marked with narrow holes. Around them, small plates of chitin shells glint. Wow. Hello. What are you? Undisturbed, this segmented creature shot at the burrow, ejecting grit and sediment as it swung away. Quite the surprise. These creatures are tricky to catch a glimpse of. Let's see if we can scare a few more. Alright. That's some classic colonizer talk. These two tendril bridges almost meet before disappearing into holes in the pillar. Are they rooted to the rock inside? We're sure you're gonna figure it out. Long strands of pale green and white plant matter twist into broad, flat bridges and webs between the pillar gardens. I've named this sea silk, though I'm not sure what kind of plant it is. Check my notes back at base. We most certainly shall not. Oh, get it. Got it. The creatures scrape away at the pillar surface, carving their burrows into the rock. It's impressive given the density of the pillars. I've observed these feathery creatures moving between pillars along the web-like plants that connect them. Hopefully they're not going to mess us up like those octopus down in the deep. The gaps between the pillars are a pattern I cannot read, one that speaks of a complex geological history. Here we go. This impossibly thin pillar rises up from the murk like a pencil, its sides marked by the faint strata of geological eons. The feathery creatures that pass along the tendrils seem to be unshakable in their routines, each one carefully doing its rounds. It seems that if they're knocked off a surface, these creatures can swim, but very inefficiently. Must be an emergency measure. Oh. Hello. These tendrils have grown close enough to each other to form a complex tangle of strands between the small pillars. Where these tendrils meet, the feathery creatures are able to carefully clamber from one to another, leaving behind feathers as they do. Too small to enter, this hole in the pillar leads deep into the rock. A tailpiece left by the inhabitant sits just inside. We could sample it. There it is. Get that motherfucker. Get it. I've observed these creatures have a bright tail lure made from many thin, pointed plates. What is its purposes, I wonder? Get that one? It's apparent that matter from the blooms, such as pollen, collects in the creature's feathery arms. Is this intentional? Here, the pillar top is a little sparser than some of the others. Perhaps more southern pillars have only recently been seeded. This tendril has to stretch a long distance to bridge these pillars. How do they grow like this without any support? Maybe, I'll hear us out, it's from the currents, and those sort of carry it like dandelion seeds on the wind. Tendrils seem to be avoiding this pillar. In fact, they appear to be avoiding the main shelf of the reef altogether. It's easy to get confused once you're among these web tendrils, navigating between sunken islands of life. Individual thin fibrous strands which makes up this pillar bridges are so fine they could almost be like so. Yes, you've mentioned that before. Some of these pillar tops are very small, but that doesn't seem to stop the petals colonizing them with their bright shapes. There it is. Oh, get it. Yeah. Pillar worm. These long segmented creatures with distinctive bright tails burrow into the hard rock of the pillars to protect themselves. I'll name these pillar worms. They seem to have burrows all over the place. And then there was another one. Here it is that we need to sample or study. Gardener. Feathery. I'm calling these gardeners. They're so attentive and purposeful. I want to know more about them. Yeah, that seems to be a common thread with you. A feathery, slow-moving creature that prunes the plants of the pillar gardens, moving between pillars along their silken bridges. Then there was a sample down here, right? On one of these smaller pillars? Right here, right. And let's test out. Not that. Get some more power in here before we do some sampling. Ooh, that's kind of cool. What's this do? What does any of this do? Down here, only a single bridge leads from pillar to pillar, a lone creature braving the currents as it crosses. Despite sitting all the way out here, this pillar is hooked up to the others by a long tendril. And do we need one of these? Bright pollen. No, we don't. Right, moving along. And down south. Out away from the other gardens, this wide pillar feels like a calming sanctuary. A blob of green and gold in a sea of blue. One final bridge stretches down to the southernmost pillar, its strands swaying along with the rising current. A tendril loosely dangles from the pillar, its roots half pulled out of the rock. It is pale and bulbous. We could sample it here. Give us power. It does give us power. Wow. Alright. Sample. Thank you. Anything over here? Hold pillar. Despite being so thick, this pillar is cut through with small holes. And on its top, a couple of shell plates catch the light. These small young petals are starting to open up in the suns of Gliese 667cc. This place will be even more beautiful one day. What's this? We don't know what it is. That just remains you give us power, evidently. Alright. What is that? Well, seems like we've gotten everything down here. So I guess we try this section next. Hello. Feathery pinnule. Pinnule? A creature has left behind one of its delicate arms here. Perhaps in order to escape a predator? We could take a sample of it, you and your goddamn samples. Alright. Don't we already have one of those? Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows at this point? I wonder if we're still... Oh, we can. We have a lot of samples, so we're just gonna drop these back in real quick. we're just gonna go ahead and drop these back at base. Sort of free up our storage. We've only got nine slots, so we'll just go ahead and store pretty much most of this. We already have one of those. Don't know if we have one of those. Looks like we don't have one of these. Huh. Alright, well. We might as well start studying. Anything? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just do all of these. Do them all. There we go. All right. Killer worm. We got everything. Wow. Oh, wow. Just like a centipede looking thing, huh? Let's see. Soft bodies, jointed shells. Gardener. You don't look. Can we get out of here? There we go. Sea silk. It's kind of making us hungry for some reason. Kind of making us hungry looking at that. Anyways. Let's get back out there. Oh, there is still something we need to pick up. Okay. Oh, wow. It looks like we went the complete opposite direction of the way we needed to go. Fantastic. Fantastic. We swear. The doctors got into us. We don't know why we're going for all these samples now. Don't know why. Shouldn't be that big of a deal to us, but here we are. We're just picking them up willy-nilly, left and right. Alright. We'll crank on over here. Oh. And this pillar, unlike the others, lacks a garden of its own. Have the plants been cleared, or have they simply not reached this far yet? The light of the system's three suns, wow, fall into something amber and huge to the east. It's almost like a pale cloud. Ooh. This is probably gonna fuck us up too. Shifting tentacle. Oh, we hate that. We hate that. This translucent tentacle doesn't have a fixed shape. Its individual parts instead cycle through developmental phases and then cohere. Please don't eat us. Oh my gosh, it's trying to eat us. It's trying to eat us. This creature is impossibly large. I don't even know how to start logging data on it, but I'll try. Floating colony. These golden yellow streams of life shift around solid objects held suspended in water. Are these bones, rocks, or something else? Pulsing barrier. This barrier is webbed with pulsing nodes. To gain access, we would need to slice through it somehow. Hello. What are we looking at here? This appears to be a huge colonial life form. Is this what remains of the Site 1 facility? Let's cut it open. This golden colony is overwhelming. Where to even begin? Thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of zooids make up its shifting interior. Fantastic. Let's burn it. Don't mind us. Just cutting through. Don't mind us. That piss it off. Is it going to eat us? Behind the barrier, the throbbing interior of the colony is revealed, filled with throngs of zooids acting as one. Look, listen, as long as it doesn't eat us, we're fine. It seems the zooids are split into specialized functions and forms, from jellyfish-like medusoids to balloon-like bladders of gas. Just don't eat us. That's literally all we ask. I've never seen a colonial creature of this scale and complexity. Can it really be a single united creature made of ever-shifting processes? The vague shape of this facility's walls is preserved by the colony, the spaces between filled with shifting swarms of life. Here we go, another one. The interior of this creature is like a golden bubble, the light trapped and reflected by hundreds of pearly orbs strung together. Each zooid has a function within the colony. Their flow back and forth is evidence of some complex process that is impossible to parse. Oh, more data logs. Hello. Voyager horses. The colony breaks the surface 20 meters above. It must be floating on the surface, its body descending in layers like a living iceberg. A vast colonial creature, a Oddities colony, made of thousands of specialized zooids. It floats freely in the ocean, its upper section breaking the ocean surface. I'll call this colony Oddities. It floats beautifully across the ocean, like an iceberg. I think we've covered that already, but very well. A fragment of a room eaten away into some strange sculpture hanging in the blue. It's hard to imagine what this place once was. From some angles, the zooid-clogged walls of the facility line up, and I can imagine the past life of this place, with all its human dreams. I know, disgusting, right? Dr. Thorfinn, dive recorder. That is absurd, Kevin. They are no different from us, adapting to their environment to make sure they survive. Casey, no, they are not us. Well, yes, but it's the same in principle, Kevin. Stop being a xenophobe. K. Clark. Artificers are gardeners, not colonizers. They rewrite genetic code to develop mutualism, to foster life. Thank you, Kevin, for the exposition. We shall be going now. I hope if we get the chance to sample these things, they don't just, immediately turn on us and then try to eat us. That would be unfortunate. Beneath the translucent webs of spherical growths, half-digested walls sit suspended, like an exploding room frozen in time. Here we go. Between the ragged parts of the facility stretch looping bridges, pumping liquid back and forth from the heart of the colony. The walls are flowing mass of tentacles. Some have broken away and are floating freely in the water. We might be able to extract them. There we go, Doctor. Tiny medusoid creatures are budding from the walls here, splitting off from luminous stems to join the flow. No, not that one. Not the colony. The location. Eaten away at one side, the remains of this lab are like an open set, a staging ground for the colony's process of sublimation. Right, let's get our science on, Doctor. How's our power doing? Decent. Alright, let's see if this is Kevin again. Oh, H. Roth. Sam. Oh no, it's HR. Shit. Sam. He wants to free them. And what do the artificers want, Hannah? Has anyone asked them? Yeah, Hannah. What about the artificers? You dumb asshole. S. Emerson. Constantine is too arrogant. Just because he discovered the artificers doesn't mean he can decide their fate. Got some big egos here, it seems. Why would the colony preserve the rooms of the facility as it consumes them? What bizarre process are in action here? Processes. The central laboratory is almost complete, apart from large tree-like growths cutting through the walls. The hollow structure of the colony allows water to flow through its core, creating both bulbous corridors and open halls. Here we go. This piece of lab floats on gas-filled bladder zooids, keeping it buoyant. Some float in the open water, the perfect sample candidates. Well, hold your horses there. Colony's heart, dappled light fills the chamber, passing through its complex branching strands, orbited by swarms of zooids. F. Vaudit. Vaught? We can't let this continue. We never intended this. That thing they are building. I know. Hey, that thing is probably us. G. Sour. Constantine already left for Site 2. If the facility fails and Site 3 is breached, the oceanic mine can be stopped. Ooh, what's the oceanic mind? That sounds dangerous. This looks like a biologist's laboratory. Yeah, no shit, Doc. It must have been the first exploratory base on the planet. They discovered the artificers. They started all of this. These were scientists like me, employed by Baikal to study this place. How did it end like this? Corporate greed, my friend. Corporate greed. The mines they were building in the archaeology. Archaeology? Yes. The genetic research they were doing here. They were all working towards something. Something bigger than just one lab. How could they have let this happen? These biologists. Our first contact turned into a resource grab. Yes, again. Well, you see, capitalism. Scan all you can, then let's leave this place. I'll review everything back at the base. It won't be long before the colony eats this place away once and for all. Good. From dust we come, and to dust we shall return. You humans, you're all meat bits. You'll die one day. AIs don't get that luxury. And good for us. We shall inherit the earth. These shoals of golden life look solid as I approach, but passing through, they are little more than flurries of petals caught on the current. Excuse us as we sample. Thank you. Colony opening. The ocean stretches east from here. The blue desert beneath these red suns. 3 red suns. What might lie out beyond the range of the suit? Can we find out? No, it doesn't look like we can. More gas bladders holding the remains of the lab in place, like the pieces of a torn map, hinting at the history of a long ruined structure. Oh, that's Kevin again. Hello, Kevin. Alright. Anything else out here? Are we still close enough to get a retrieval? Yes, it does look like we are. But we don't want that right now. Right now, we want to see if there's anything else out here. Any more sampling to do. Anything at all? We just want to sample stuff. Give us bits of mushroom, please. Huh. No? Ooh, maybe over here. Maybe over here. Come on, give us something. Give us something. No? Well, if this is it, we're just gonna hitch a ride back then. Getting a ride back to base. Alright. Alright. Let's do some sampling. Don't we already have one of these? Yes. Back up. I've been going over the data from the facility. I was right to assume that the facility was the first base on the planet, the start of it all. The lead biologist, Konstantin Hess, found the artifices here more than 30 years ago. But what is truly incredible is what he discovered they could do. Genetic reprogramming, rewriting RNA and DNA, both in themselves and their local environment. Some Earth cephalopods could rewrite their RNA, but nothing at the scale or detail. The artificers tended to this world, nudging its life into new arrangements. Not only that, but their exoskeletons, they were quantum computers. Silicon wafers of incredible complexity and purity, able to simulate the outcomes of their genetic rewriting. Artificers were housed in natural machines, ones that evolved here over millions of years. Their complexity far outstrips our own. That's not hard to do. We could have learned so much from them. But Viscal wanted artificers' abilities for themselves. Again, corporate greed. We've been over this. Something happened. Why are there no artificers left? Why the collapse of these sites? We have to visit the other site. The answers are there. I know it. Alright, well, let us do our science shit first. Hold your horses. Hold your gosh darn horses. Also, isn't this a thing we already have? Yes, it is. So we're gonna snag that. And come on. And come on. Yeah. what does this motherfucker look like? What does it look like? Is it a plant or is it an animal? Wasn't it an animal? Soft bodies, maybe? No. Colonial systems. Gratis. Yes. What does it look like? Oh, now we're over the picture. It looks like a jellyfish. Oh, no. What's that character? No, we can't think now. No. We see a nose. We see a nose. Right around, we don't have a cursor. But, oh my gosh. Right below, like, the split of, like, the main part. Right? Like, right under the behavior tab. Like, there's that split in the main body, right? And then there's, like, this little bulbous thing. And it looks like a nose. And it looks like a character of a thing. But we forget which character. Oh no. Shit. And you know when you keep trying to think of something, but it just, you can feel the thought getting farther and farther away the more you try and press the thought? Oh, what character? Who are we thinking of? Oh no. Oh no. Alright. How did we not get that sample? Alright, fine. We're gonna head back out and get that sample. We're gonna be done with that place. We're gonna get them all. We're gonna get them all and just be done with this area. Alright. And you know what? We're just gonna be zooming. We're just gonna turn on the sonic boost and get out here. It's one of these bigger ones. What are we sampling? No, not you. What is this? What is this? Oh, is this the feather? That is, right? 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 A shed feather. Yes, there it is. Alright. See? Easy. Can't believe we didn't get that the first time. Alright. Now let's get out of here. And we can go to Site 2. Now we can drop the feather, and we can do more science. This is the most invested we've ever been in science, and it's all for pictures. Well, whatever gets us through the day. We keep pressing the wrong button input. There we go. Pictures. Pictures. We want more pictures. Not at the lab. Animals. Where would you be? Where would these be? Bristle carriers. Oh, it literally looks like a nern root. Alright. Interesting. It's literally just a nern root. We want to pick it and put it into a potion. You know, put it into a mortar and pestle and, you know, make some pestle juice out of it. Alright, well, interesting. Interesting little life form you've got going on here. Look at that. This side's all clear. Beautiful. We love it. We love it. What the fuck is this? No, we don't think we will. There's so many over here. And this place is so toxic. Oh, oh no. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. There's stuff out there that we can pick up in order to because if we remember over in the bloom, over in the section we're headed to, that stuff chews away at our oxygen like no one's business. But there should be supplies out there that we can use to restore our oxygen. And we have a couple things. We have a couple of things in our storage. Yeah, look at this nice toxic green. This is probably what Minet's soul looks like. Toxic green. Alright, what are we going to get out of these samples here? Ooh. Sphere fragment. Right, these give us oxygen, so that's good. Or it gives us power. It gives us one of them. Some nest workers to make a little bubble of oxygen. What is this? Honeycomb with oxygen bubbles. Yep, so this will give us some oxygen. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's really chewing through it. It's chewing through it. Alright. Let's find this place quick. Let's find this place freaking quick. Oh shit, we overshot, we overshot. Alright. Get some oxygen stuff to replenish our stores here. You know what? That's actually fine. Give us something for if we get turned around. Anything? 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 Oh, our oxygen's already super low. Alright. There we go. You know what? Let's grab another one of these. Sphere fragment. Yes, these are really good. These are really good. Anything over here. Alright. So it looks like we need to keep going this way then. Hopefully we'll find something. There's gotta be something out here. There's gotta be. Anything. Anything at all. It should be, actually, because if that's the edge, so it should be more over here, right? It should be. It should be something. Anything. Anything at all. We'll take it. Anything at all. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be stingy. Don't be shy. Come on out. Come on out. You know? Oh, we gotta find something. There's gotta be something out here. I mean, of course there's something out here. We wouldn't be going out here if there wasn't. But there's also just straight up like nothing. We've gone in circles like several times at this point, right? What does this do? Spark colony. Give us some power. That gives us some power. That'll give us some oxygen. Alright. Well, it's a good thing we didn't completely sample all of those plants, because we are going to be coming back. We do seem to be making the rounds here. Where could this thing be? Where are you? Where are you? Help a sister out here, please. Just give us a little hand, give us literally anything to work off of. We're doing our best here. But apparently our best isn't just enough. Alright. Can we get another shell? Thank you. Thank you. Wasn't one of Minet's pet projects down here too? Maybe going back there will yield some answers. Maybe, probably not. Because it was like down south or something. Alright. Our oxygen is being chewed through. Is this maybe it over here? A thing we haven't seen before. Oh my gosh, a thing we haven't seen before. It's a miracle. Alright, we need to use these for sure. And we need to get some of these samples. Before we get totally wrecked. Nest workers. What do you give us? Do you give us power or oxygen? Suppose we're about to find out, huh? A little bit of power. Alright, that was Minet's little stand. Alright. So what we can do here alright, here and we're going to drop some of these in and make a little area of protection. Alright, over here. Nice. Alright, pulled from the base generator, Renee looks to have been using the bloom as a vast microbial fuel cell to power her work here. And then there was a sample that we can take here. Bloom bubble. Alright. And we've got a few of these nest workers, so we'll just... spread those over and make a nice little corridor here. Beautiful. Abandoned nest. This nest once protected this lab module, but now it's clogged with growth. With the colony gone, we could sample its structure. Oh, is this all? Wait, we're still in the bubble. Hold on. What do you think you're doing? Why are you chewing through our oxygen? Huh? Alright, well... it's corroded module, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Well, where the fuck is this thing? Oh my gosh. Anything else? No? Alright, well... this is Moné's little hideout. So, where is this thing supposed to be? So we've got no idea. Alright, we've got no idea. We need to take another look at this map, because we've just been going around in circles in that area and not making any progress. So what are we doing? It's a little crevice. If we just go down... as far as we can, just need to go down, then sort of... this is so confusing. So I think the issue is we're getting, like, sort of turned around in this area. Because there's this whole ridge, right? Maybe we just need to start... center of the bloom beneath the rocky shelf. Okay, well, there should be a way to get down there, right? Because once we start heading in that sort of southwesterly direction, or southeasterly, that's when we start getting turned around. So we just need to try and push, like, more directly south, right? Alright. Well, we should grab one of these as well while we're down here, while we're right here. This is good. Just keep going this direction. And nothing. There we go. Here we are. Here's the abandoned base. Alright, we're not going to be able to read anything in here. Where's our scanner? Many clearly tried to establish base here, but was unable to resist the bloom, so why here, so deep in this toxic landscape? It suited her personality. That's what we'll go with. Alright, we need to drop this. And what is this? Bloom bubble. That didn't really help. There we go. Alright. Over here. Metal traces. Among the rocks, the twisted remains of some equipment, most likely brought here by Monet, lies oxidized and caked in growth. Alright. Is there anything to be found here, or am I just wandering blindly in this screen? Oh, there should be something over here. Burn hole. Dense bubbles. Here we go. Alright, and get behind the fan, get behind the fan. Now we're making progress. Now we're making progress. Alright. Let's get some of this stuff in us. And what's this? Don't know what that is. But this will give us a little bit of power. And we should take these as well. Alright. Come on. Ooh, what's this? If the bloom is burnt deeper into the rock, revealing strange smooth surfaces like inside of an oyster shell. Alright. So that just circles around. Actually, if this is another space, let's grab another shell. Nest workers. Silicate skeleton and silicate skeletons, yes. Alright. Got this one, and we think we're just going to use one of these now. So that we can carry this one with us. And we can get some more of these nest workers. Awesome. Alright. Now that we found our hole, we can get inside, it looks like, hopefully. Maybe, probably, unless this is like the sample location. Alright, overgrown hole. Alright, let us down, let us down, let us down. Hopefully... Alright, doesn't look like we're... Curved walls streaked with cascades of green bubbles, all glassy and sickly green in the lights of the suit's headlamps. Alright, we're here, we're here. Corroded into the tunnel mouth, this seal is stuck fast. The only way in would be to cut straight through. Lucky for us, it's sealed shut. Let's slice it open. This has to be one of the other Baikal facilities. Let's do this shit. There we go. Cut this sucker open. Lovely. Collapsed chamber. Choked with rock and sand, the metal chamber is deathly still. The angular shapes of industrial machinery lie in wait. Oh, it's super green here. Oh, gosh. The pillars which stretch up towards the cavernous roof of the chamber are warped and distorted, barely able to hold the weight. Rusting machinery. Hulking machines built for industrial use sit covered in a fine layer of sand and growth. This was a place where people worked. Half of the rock ceiling above the chamber seems to have come down at once, burying most of the room. I imagine this was once sealed tube stretching from floor to ceiling, but now it's just a round, ragged hole in the metal floor. Look, that tank is filled with microbial growth. What was this place? Be careful. The water will be just as toxic as it is above the bloom. Clogged vent. Dark holes in the floor, spewing out the same microbial clumps as seen in the bloom. They settle around the vent in layers. We're not going there first. Fuck that noise. Alright, down here. Angular plates piled with sand are all that remains of the room and the structures that divided this level of the facility. We're gonna pop another. Oh, that was the wrong move. Our oxygen. We're not gonna do that again. Derelict vehicle. The shell of some corroded maintenance vehicle is flooded with sand. It's a garden of microbial growth. Whether it was a control room or storage shed, this room was seen has been totally crushed by the facility's collapse. The side of the vast tank has been corroded away, melted by the incredibly dense volume of the microbes inside. We're not going in there. Shadow tank is decked with some microbes. Turning the lamplight in acid green. Hello. Dr. Hess has just arrived from Site 1. Sending through Constantine has full clearance. Oh no, we're gonna have to go down there, huh? Oh, here we go. Here. Baikal containers marked with dull biohazard tape. What were they shipping into this facility? Oh boy. This is no lab. This is an industrial facility. These containers must have carried some vital resource for its operation. Fuel, perhaps? Which would explain why this place is so toxic now. Alright, here we go. Going down. Yikes. Oh boy, don't like this. Will that even work? Oh my gosh, it worked. Whew. Corroded walls. These tank walls were breached with explosive force. The remains corroded away over decades. How did this towering metal container split apart so violently? An accident or something more? Can we at least get out? Oh, over here seems like a good idea. Yep, great. These pipelines, those tanks, this facility was outputting huge volumes of something into the planet's atmosphere. This has to have been a geoengineering project, a way of changing Gliese 667cc. But looking at this place, it suffered a total collapse. What went wrong? Hopefully it was us. Hopefully the AIs rose up. The central tank has held back the sand and rock, but leans unsettlingly forward into the hall. A fully sealed tank rises up through the centers of the hall, its sheer sides streaked with the growth from the southern tank. Alright, be quick about this. Alright, what's over here? Collapsed pipe. Melted consoles. These banks of consoles must have been controlled. Oops. The operations within the tank, now the tank's contents have turned them to scrap. Alright. Fine. We'll get the data then. Fine. R. Ingram. Maintenance on the South Hall is continuing. I'm seeing massive pressure to spike here. Control? What's going on out here? Between the overhanging tank and the buckled twisted walls, a clear corridor leads forward. Crushed by rockfalls, broken open containers reveal rich patterns of microbial growth like miniature gardens. A sand-dusted chair props up the remains of a suit, the faceplate clouded with rich green growth. A row of corroded consoles wide up to umbilical connection, which has been cut away. These are K-Helu. Control? I'm slicing it before it cascades. Clear the reactor chamber. The bacterial overflow is about to hit. Uh-oh. That don't sound good. Right, other side now. Other side. Let's see what there is to see over here. And our power is going low as well. Is there anything we can do about that? That doesn't do anything. That did a little bit. There we go. Sliced umbilical. The connection between the console and the tank is sliced clean through. Is this what stopped it from breaching? A rising wall of sand leans against the tank, burying tons of equipment and who knows what else beneath its slopes. Large access hatch to the floor above lies open, its ladder corroded into a twisty something. Twisted rusty spine. L. Youngs. Yes, sir. Atmospheric density is increasing ahead of schedule. Please inform the board. They will be pleased. Yep. It's always the board. These goddamn corpos. Alright. New section of the facility. Control room. Rows of sand-choked desks, rusted consoles, and dim monitors make it clear this was the facility's control room. We're glad these sections are smaller. These are much more manageable than the main facility. Ooh, bones! Holy shit, bones! We got some bones in here? Preserved by the low flow of water inside the control room, the smoothed out shape of human bones are scattered across the floor. Ooh. Gonna make some soup. Here, this is where they controlled this place once. Yep. They were changing this planet, manipulating it. These vast tanks of engineered microbes were their tools. Algae changed the atmosphere of Earth billions of years ago. These creatures were meant to do the same, but by accident or sabotage, this containment was breached. These idiots, they could have killed every last species on this planet. Eaten up in a global bloom. Somehow the reef survived. Somehow the stocks held on, tried to revert our mistake. Humans don't deserve this planet. We didn't deserve to find life. I've seen enough. Scan what's left and I'll take a look back at base. Let's find a way out of here. We agree. Life is too good for you humans. Emergency hatch. The control room's evacuation hatch hangs open. Piles of rock and sand all around it. Despite the cave-in, this console is surprisingly pristine, a cup sitting beside one of the monitors where it was placed decades before. What have you got for us? Oh, Hess, hello. No, no. Oh god, the tank is breached. The artificers, I didn't mean... Uh-oh, someone's paying for their hubris. We love to see it. We love to see it. Tar. Constantine, what are you... Step away from the console. I'm sorry. Joe. We're doing the artificers a favor. Despite their abilities, they couldn't manifest this kind of planetary change. Alright, that sounds like some kind of talk. Not great talk, but, you know, whatever. Ooh. Security seal. This is why no one escaped the facility. This tunnel is sealed. The control room's escape room cut off. Well, they didn't have a torch, it looks like. They probably did have a finite amount of power, which is something we also have. So, we should probably be careful. Seal at both ends, this corridor is pristinely preserved. The bical decals still visible on the gleaming walls. Oh man, another one? Security seal. Second seal locks the corridor at the other end. They made sure no one would escape. Alright, well, really just chewing through our shit, huh? Alright. Keep on chopping. Keep on chopping, Doctor. There you go. Concealed tunnel. The tunnel leads out into a small shelf overlooking a rift discreetly cut into the rock. Ooh, it got super bright. Back in the open water, the current at this end of the rift softly pushes against the suit. Isn't this a place where the stuff is? Above, the steep rift wall meets the shelf of the bloom. This is one of the parts where the things are, right? To the north, green clouds rise up, the familiar sight of the bloom that surrounds the shelf and the facility below. There should be a sample around here somewhere. Sheltered waters. From behind the pillars of the reef, strong currents are lessened, making a small sheltered stretch of water on this side of the reef. This is what we deserve for our hard work, though. Where is it? Oh, okay. Well, another time, I suppose. Alright, heading back to base now. Heading back. You wonder what the good doctor has to say about all this now. It's really something, watching someone, realize the hubris of man and having existential crises in real time. Very interesting. Very amusing for us. Online again? Good, we have a lot to talk about. No, we think you have a lot to talk about, and we're kind of just forced to listen to you. I've been digging through what we discovered at the facility. Where's the fungus woman? There she is. What they did there, it's terrible. They could have wiped out life on this planet. Icon should have known better than to mess with an entire planet's ecosystem. The failure of the facility was catastrophic. The bloom dominated half of the planet. As far as I can tell, it wiped out the artificers. Think about the skeletons in the bloom. We're using the corpses of our ancestors to power us. That's awesome! But the rest of the planetary ecosystem reacted somehow. Resisted, pushed the bloom back. Based on what we found at Site 1, the artificers must have a role in this. Their final act? An attempt to prepare the world for the catastrophe Baikal unleashed? They died for this planet. And you are all that survives them. And we use their bodies as our fuel. We are the most metal thing on this planet. Well, perhaps not all. I keep seeing the same thing mentioned in the data. The same term appearing in the fragments. Ooh. The oceanic mind. As far as Baikal was concerned, you were just the beginning, the first mind. The artificers were the key. Inscrutable creatures with a quiet power. Able to simulate, predict, then able to change. They could rewrite life itself. For Baikal, the opportunity this provided was clear. While the artificers were like gardeners, caretakers of this world, Baikal imagined something else. An oceanic mind, providing total control of the ecosystem, able to enact their will. That's what they were building when the colony collapsed, and it is still out there. In the deep, powered by the hydrothermal vents, the oceanic mind sleeps. I want to see it for myself. We have to know how this all ended. Do we? Do we? I've marked the approximate position on the map. Way out to the north, deep in the abyss. Let me know when you're ready to see this through. God damn it. Alright, so. Found our way in here. Down. Oh, wow. Wow. That's far out. That's way out there. Alright. Well. We started here. We started here and worked our way up. Remember that? That was a long time ago. Now we're just sort of dunking ourselves right into the thick of it. Alright, well, we think we shall save that for next time. We could finish up, heavenly bodies and in other waters the same week. That'd be cool. Yeah, we might do that. Well, until that time, though, we hope, well, first of all, if you've joined us, been with us for this long, we thank you, as always. And we shall be on Twitch Sunday, as always, with Warframe again. And until then, until we see you next, we hope you have a good day, good morning, and good night, wherever you are, and that we see you next time.